What is up, everyone? It's your boy Cameron here, and we're in the kitchen. Yeah. Alright, so why am I wearing this lab coat? I don't know. But I told you guys I'm doing something new. I got my camera set up on a tripod. I'm gonna try and tell some good stories. Got myself a light so you guys can get the beautiful view. I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell that was. But it's time to tell some stories, folks. It's time to tell some stories. Today's episode will be based on family life stories about animals. I don't know where I'm going with that. But our family has a rich history with animals. There's plenty of times when things go wrong and things go right. And I'm going to share some of those with you today. So, back when I was like 11, my grandma used to live in not a gated community, but kind of a gated community. She lived just on the outskirts of the high middle class area. So, they had man-made lakes. So, one time I decided I was going to go down there, I was going to take some bread, I was going to feed the ducks. Because, why not? During my excursion, my exploration, I came across what I thought was a duck. Now back then, I had never seen a goose. Yeah, it was a goose. So, anyone who's been around geese before knows that they're mean. They chase you down, they'll peck at you, they will hunt you down. Well, I thought this was a duck, so I was being nice to it. And it was kind of being nice back. And I ran out of bread. So I was like, alright, well, I'm going to go home. So I was like, bye, duck. And he starts waddling after me. I'm like, oh, that's cute. He's just chasing me. Oh, that's cute. And I bend down. I'm like, you know, I don't have any more bread. I got to go home. And I get this nip on my legs, at my shorts. I'm like, oh no, oh God. And I'm like, an 11-year-old. I'm scared out of my mind because now a random animal that I thought was my friend is attacking me. So I start running and I turn around and I see it waddling after me. And I'm like, oh my God, he's following me. I didn't know birds were this smart. And I turn a few corners, I turn around and I see it on the sidewalk, chasing me. I never went back to that pond. I never went back to that lake. I still lived through nightmares. But enough of that story. I got another story about my dad. Oh my God, my dad's great when it comes to animals. Because animals do weird things when they're around him. So, this was probably about a couple of years ago at this point. But my dad lives with his new wife, and they have a cat. This cat is a Maine Coon. Now those of you who don't know, Maine Coons are big hunter cats. They will go out, if you let them out, and hunt birds. They'll hunt lizards. They'll hunt rats. They'll do anything, because they're hunters. They got that primitive instinct in their brain. So, one night, my dad, He's in his pajamas, he's just waiting, I have money in my pocket. He's just waiting for his wife to come back from walking the dog. The dog, it was late at night, and she wanted to make sure the dog got to go outside. Well, while my dad's sitting in bed, he hears this kind of like scratching, but also kind of like peril. Like the thing is in peril. So he's like, aha, very funny, Rose. Rose being my stepmom. And he hears, he's like, what the heck was that? So he starts to investigate. He's like, Rose, where are you? Oh, look, speaking of cats. There you go. So he goes and he finds out, he goes, is it in the spare bedroom? No. Is it in the den? No. Is it in the bathroom? No. And he's got his comic book room where he stores all of his comic books. He goes in there and he sees Big Kitty, is what he's called because he's fat. But he sees him sitting there with a rat in its mouth. And that noise, that was the rat's scream for peril, begging for mercy as it's bleeding out. And Dad goes, Big Kitty, that's an outside toy. I want you, can you let it go? And Big Kitty just turns his head, looks at him, and crushes the rat's skull right there. You could hear the bones crack. Ugh. So at that point, my dad gets freaked out, and Big Kitty runs off, leaving the rat right there in front of him. Like, now what? What are you gonna do? You're a good cat. So my dad gets the scoop, scoops up the rat, takes it to the back porch. He's like, alright, I gotta get rid of this. Throws it, and it hits a pole. Right on their patio. Threw it about 2 feet in front of him. So it's just sitting there on the concrete patio. Well, he's like, okay, my adventure is done. He goes inside. Rose comes back from the walk with the dog. And she's like, what are you doing outside? And he tells the whole story to her. He's like, rat, cat, crushed skull. And she goes, where is it? I want to see it. I want to see it? Why? Okay. Well, he's like, I threw it outside. It's on the patio. And Rose goes out, opens the door. She goes, where is it? She goes, what? And she says, oh wait, there it is. She's like, but wait a minute. Where's its head? In the amount of time it took my dad to drop the rat and leave and tell my stepmom this story, Big Kitty had gone outside through the dog door and decapitated this dead rat. Ugh. My dad still fears Big Kitty to this day. You were on the stove. But yeah, I'll share some more brilliant animal stories with you in the next video, or maybe not the next video, sometime in the future. Because, you know what? Our life revolves around pets. They revolve around animals. I want you guys to be treating your animals well. And like, comment, and subscribe for more. Once again, and as always, what's an outro?